Hi everyone. For today's video, we're going to be talking about what happened in the Capitol building on January 6, 2021. So let's begin. What exactly happened at the state Capitol building on January 6, 2021? So, on January 6, 2021, many Trump supporters stormed to the Capitol building. It was mainly white people. They were waving Confederate flags, US flags, and posters. This group of people vandalized the Capitol building. They broke things, broke windows, attempted to steal some things, assaulted police officers, and vandalized the Capitol building. The police were not being harsh or rude with them at all, and they were not pushing them or forcing them out of the building. Why did these people do this? Well, it's still not sure why they did it, if it was because of a riot, a revenge, or if it had a purpose at all. It is being called a riot though. I don't think something can actually be gained from what they did, so it's unclear what they did it for or what they were aiming for. What is clear is that Donald Trump supported and influenced their attack. They also did this because Donald Trump lost the election against Joe Biden, and they believe the votes were stolen and they don't want him out of office. So it was kind of like a riot to leave Trump in office. But to be honest, I mean, why would they think this was gonna fix anything? And like, it just made it worse. How did they plan it, and how did they execute it? The planning started some weeks before January 6th on social media and on some websites. All of the planning began when a group on social media called Stop the Steal wrote, "We came up with the idea to occupy just outside the Capitol on January 6th. It is said that people started saying really violent things. On another website called the Donald Forum, they were discussing how there was only 2,000 police members in the Capitol and that they could easily outnumber them. In other group, members were complaining of why they couldn't take guns, and others were saying that they were going to go armed. Some rioters wore tactical gear, bulletproof vests, and brought zip ties, rifles, knives, and guns. People from all around the country traveled just to storm to the Capitol. Once they gathered enough people, they all went storming to the Capitol, climbing walls and fences." Also, Trump in December 2023, he tweeted, "Big protest in DC on January 6th. Be there. Will be wild." So he kind of just pushed them, give them that little push for them to start all of this. Who were the people responsible for making this attack happen? I really looked deep into this one, but I wasn't able to find specific names. Although, in my opinion, and I read some articles about it, I think that Donald Trump was the major key factor responsible for this attack, since he was the one that first encouraged them, the people, in multiple occasions to attack. He tweeted what I said, that there was gonna be a big protest in DC and that it was gonna be wild on December 23rd. So I think with that tweet, he kind of like set them off, and they went on to do what they did. And then I was also saw some videos where he was saying that, supporting them and just saying that it was good, that they were supporting him, and that like encouraging them to do what they were doing. Where were these rioters from? The rioters were from different states of the US. It's not said from what states they were mainly from, since there was many of them, but they were all from the US. They were mostly, as I said before, white people who are against Donald Trump losing the presidency, and they still want him in office. When did the planning for this attack begin? As I've mentioned before, the planning began just a few weeks before January 6th, so it was close to the end of December. I believe it started like around December 22 or 23rd when Donald Trump tweeted that. Why was there so little security? Well, the first reason is that they didn't think that the attack was really going to be violent like the way it was. And they didn't think it was going to be that big, and they thought that with the police officers that they had was going to be enough. But as time went by, they noticed that they were wrong. Either way, they were sending police officers while the attack was going on. But either way, it seemed like they didn't care, since they looked pretty calm and they weren't like forcing them out. There was some pictures I saw, I believe, where the police officers were literally taking selfies with the people inside, and they were just like standing there looking at everybody like destroy the Capitol building, and they were acting as if it was something normal. So now I'll be talking about the causes and the effects. For me, I think that they're gonna enforce the security in the Capitol. I think that after this attack, people working in the Capitol are gonna be more aware that these situations can happen, and they're gonna find a way to make their security stronger and to be able to prevent more of these attacks or more of these incidents. I also think that white privilege was confirmed. When you think about it, if it would have been another group of people like immigrants, Hispanics, or black people, the police were not gonna act the way they were acting when the white people were in that riot, if that's what they're calling it. I feel like they wouldn't act calm. I feel like if it would have been a different race, there would have been a lot of dead bodies there. It would have been a chaos. It would have been a big problem right now. And like I've mentioned before, that police seemed pretty calm. There was 4 people dead, I believe, but they were all pretty calm. They were not pushing them, they were not forcing them out. They were just not treating them the way they would have treated another race, you know? Other than this, I also believe that it made the US look bad. I feel like that's another big effect. The whole world has the perspective of the US being in the perfect country, the perfect place, open-minded, with people of different beliefs, great job opportunities, really decent people, and all this like beautiful fairy tale country, you know? And this just made the US look bad. I mean, it's not funny, but it just made it look bad, you know? Like the way they just went in, attacked, destroyed a pretty important place in the US. The way they just did it without thinking, they broke things. That was wild, you know? And it did not, no, it just didn't make the US look good in other countries. It just didn't. What could have been done different? I feel like higher security. I feel like since it's the Capitol building, they should have been, even if they didn't think it was gonna be that violent, I feel like with just like a little more security in it, everything would have been fine. I don't think they just paid too much attention to it, which I think was bad, because thanks to that, this happened. I also feel like armed security would have been better, or probably, I feel like stronger, you know, stronger security, like police officers that would actually like push them out or something. But then again, I don't think it would have changed anything. They would have probably stopped them from the riots or from going inside, but it would have continued outside, and I don't think that they would have make them leave, just like what they did in the Capitol, inside the Capitol building. Also, maybe by not having important person like Donald Trump encourage them to do what they did, and instead I feel like a high level person, like someone working in the politics, would have put a stop to it, or be aware that it could happen just like the way it happened. and put a stop to it, like say if you go, there's gonna be a high consequences or something, but literally nobody did anything about it. But yeah.